Welcome back to another episode of Life Updates with Dheer. And today I have some good news for you guys. So, over the last few weeks, I had a lot of friends who told me that Dheer, your video quality or your content is nice, but the audio is getting a very messed up when it comes to background disturbance and all those things. And considering that I just started, I didn't really know much about that, so I thought about buying a mic, but I didn't have the money for it since last 2 3 months. So I decided that let me make few videos, and after that I'll decide how to get the mic. And yeah, I have finally gathered the money to get a good mic for myself, and I have done that through earning myself. So yeah, I feel like now the quantity of quality as well as the videos that I'll be putting out is going to increase, and it's going to give much better experience for you guys, and I'm looking forward towards it. So yeah, I started earning money from this chess club that I'm making reels for, and I get paid through every reel. And I think the feeling of finally getting something when it comes to financial ones is something I cannot describe to a person. So I had written a whole script for today's video, but I just want to go candid with you guys. So the thing is that I have always felt guilt when it comes to asking my parents any kind of money, because I don't really come from that well of a financial background. Yes, I do have certain necessities, and yeah, I'm very grateful for it. But other than that, I've always felt like, whenever I ask my parents for anything, it needs to be the bare minimum. Example, if I haven't got clothes in like 3 years and my clothes are starting to not fit me, and it's starting to tear or it's in a bad condition, then I will ask them for cash for getting the clothes. Or if my bag is ripped apart and I really need a new bag to carry books or any other things, then I will ask them for a bag. But YouTube and this thing that I'm trying to start and trying to build upon, I think this is my personal want. So I felt very guilty about asking my parents for a mic. So I decided to work on it by myself. The thing is that, a lot of times in your life, you might want something. You want materially, mainly, right? And there are two options, okay? Now, if you're someone who comes from a bad financial background, you already know what I'm talking about. When you want something, you will put your mind towards it and you find any way to get it, right? But if you come from a middle class family or a wealthy family, right, I think everyone faces this at some point, that they ask for some, like they want something, so they can just easily ask their parents for it and they get it, right? So what I mean by that is, sometimes when you want something, try getting it yourself. And the feeling of you working hard towards it and finally getting it is something which is like a turning point in everyone's life, because you understand the value, right? Because if you ask your parents for something, maybe the thing which you want is not even that important or not even that expensive, but when you ask your parents for anything, like, and you make that a habit, it becomes like you don't really understand the value. And this thing does not stop when you're 17 or 18. It becomes a habit and it goes on till you're 23, 24, 25, right? So if you're someone who wants to be independent, or who wants to get some amount of authority or financial control over your life, I suggest that you start taking these tiny steps. Now, a lot of people will be like, bro, it's not that deep, you can just ask your parents about it, in the future everything will work out. But I do feel like these tiny steps matter a lot, because, like, for me, my first tiny step was like when I was able to buy myself some snack without even feeling guilt about it, without calling my parents for money, right? So everything starts like that. So that's where it started for me. When I was in college, 11th, I used to go to the canteen and ask my parents for money every single time I want to buy something. But in 12th, I gathered a little bit money for myself, and then I went and purchased. And I don't know, you get this different amount of power in you when you do that. And I'm in a situation where I cannot really afford to have everything financed by myself. But I know that if I continue, if I keep doing these tiny steps, I'm gonna get to a position where I can completely fund myself as well as take care of my parents, right? So that's what I wanted to tell you guys through this video. That if you're someone who feels that, you know, money is a foreign topic to you, like you don't really know how it works. Anytime you wanna get something, you're more confused and you just wanna ask your parents for it. Try putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation, okay? Because when you realize that your parents aren't going to help you with this and you have to help yourself, you start finding solutions way easier. You start getting money. The idea of money and the availability of money to you becomes way easier because you try your hardest when it comes to finding ways to get it. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys through this video. And I just wanted to tell you that yes, the video quality is going to get better, and I'm looking forward to, my next video so that you guys can see the improvement. Thank you for watching, and I would like to tell you guys to always bet on yourself, because if you don't, no one else will. See you.